but it's a little bit misty. But there's not much wind, which is a good thing. Yeah, I'm back here again. I don't know how much longer I'm going to come here. This might be the last trip. A few people commenting on Facebook, and well, I've done me 10 sessions, haven't I? Catching cod, and believe it or not, catching cod can become like catching whiting. I was going to go to the right, but my hip is playing up today. And that's a lot of the problem as well. I've been fishing this prolific mark. It's been really good fun. I've enjoyed it so much, it's been unbelievable. Caught my personal best fish, personal best. Cod on the trot, keep catching. It's just been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You couldn't wish for more. So we'll cut for credits, and I'll see you in a second. Well, I hope you enjoyed them credits. Tom takes a lot of time over them, and yeah. So yeah, we're here again. We're on the River Humber. We're going out to catch cod. I don't care about saying what I'm gonna catch. I've got fresh yellowtails for bait. I've bought 20. I've got 4 from the last session, which was last Friday. Today is Tuesday, the 24th of January. Few cars and vans coming down today. I think he's going to the farm. So, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not jubilant and feeling it, but my hip is sore. And today, for some reason, I don't know why. Well, I do, it's knackered. But yeah, you know when you come to the same mountain, it's all excitable and you set yourself a challenge, and that was to catch, well, I got to session 7 and I said, wouldn't it be great to get to 10? It's 10 sessions catching cod, which I did. Now the last session that you watched, which was the last video, that was hard work. It was a lot of weed. There could be a lot of weed today, but I had the one codling, and fortunate, I would say, fortunate. But yeah, it returned, swam off, as all my fish have, apart from 2. Yeah, so it's been great, but it's just getting a little bit much now for me. And but what a rubbish month it is to fish, because January, it's not warm, I'll tell you that. And not only is it not warm, it's bloody freezing. That's what it is. And then you got rain, so you can't get down the cliffs. I don't really want to fish some of the beaches that get busy. I like to be on my own. And so yes, I've been coming here because I don't really want to go anywhere else and just catch whiting, to be honest. I might still come here. This is Tuesday, so I shan't fish anymore this week. I'll probably get out the following week, but it'll be towards the end of the week, so it'll be quite a few days off for me, not fishing. And I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. I'm a bit fished out, to be fair. I've come today because high tide's at 8 o'clock. I didn't want to come here when the high tide was at 10 o'clock, just so that I can get home, get in front of the fire with a can of lager, and nip off to bed in me hot water bottle bed. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to getting home in front of that fire and then going in the water bed and getting tucked up and feeling the warmth, because I'm 54 and I've come to realise this year for definite, I hate the cold, hate it. And I'm not too keen on winter either nowadays. I used to love winter, it used to be fantastic, but not now. I think as you get older and you start feeling the cold, I don't think you like these things. And I think I feel the cold, I was talking to the wife about this the other night, you know when your skin starts going all wrinkly like this and you pinch it and there's nothing there, all the goodness has gone out of my skin. Because I used to pinch it and it'd go like that. But because all that, whatever it is underneath your skin, I think that's what keeps you warm. So when you're young, you can walk to the pub and go to nightclubs in just a shirt or a t-shirt, so you think you look cool, and you're not cold, are you? I was never cold, but now I think if I went to a nightclub, I'd take a coat and hat and gloves. And the days of having the stalls where you could put all your clothes in the cloakroom, they're gone. So yeah, so I think that's why I feel the cold, because I've lost all the goodness in my skin because I'm getting old. And yeah, that's enough waffling on, I think. Like I say, it's Tuesday the 24th of January. High tide tonight, I think's about here, about 8 metre. I'm not 100%, it could be, well, it said 8 metre, so. But yeah, I think I'm fished out here. I think I'm fished out in general, and I think I'm fished out here, which is a shame, because do you leave a spot where you're catching cod? I know what a lot of people would say. I know what Andrew Jones says. He says, no, you keep going there while you catch. So let's see if we catch tonight. It'd be good to catch 11 on the trot, wouldn't it? It'll be another personal best. But if I don't catch, how much pressure will that be off my shoulders? Because it'll just happen, won't it? So you don't worry about, oh God, am I going to catch? Am I going to catch? I want to keep it going. It just takes care of itself, and you there's nothing to worry about after that, is there? But we don't want to talk like that. We want a cod, and then I'll see next week when I go fishing again whether I do want to come here or whether I'm going somewhere else. Again, it all depends on weather. If it starts chucking it down with rain, then I can't go down the cliffs. So it's all dependent on weather and whatever. I hope you're not getting fed up with these videos at the same mark. It don't really matter, to be honest, whether I'm here or wherever, because once it's dark, which it's nearly dark now, you're not going to see anything anyhow. I don't pan around that much anyhow, because I might get hate from Facebook, but oh dear, isn't it peaceful? It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's peaceful, it's not too cold, there's no wind. I mean, this is what I've wanted for ages. And in the last video, oh my God, it was probably 25-mile-an-hour winds, and they were supposed to be gusts, but it was constant, and then it just disappeared. But I had an almighty mare of a session because of everything going wrong. Snap-offs, weed, more weed, trouble with a bait release system, trouble with a different bait release system where I was pulling it up. And what actually happened, the weight was on it, on the Gemini clip, all the way in, and then it come off at the end. And when I went and returned my lugworm and was walking up this bank, there was my weight in the side of the cedar fence, and one of the spikes had gone in a hole, and because I was pulling, it pinged out of the clip. Now you tell me how it did it, but it did. But I found the weight, so I was chuffed about that. But yeah, everything went wrong. It's one of them sessions. I mean, all rig components, they're only 99.5% proof, aren't they? Because some will go wrong, whether it's sand, you hook it up wrong, you hook it through the wrong hole or whatever, or they just spring open or don't open on impact. But yeah, so, well, I think I've waffled on long enough, because Tom's going to be thinking you ain't even started fishing yet, and it's half an hour long. Well, I'm sure it ain't half hour long. It's probably about 12 minutes, is it? Let's have a quick gander. We're 10 minutes, so if I stop it in a minute, it'll stop going to a different thing, and that's what we'll do. So next time you see me, the water will be in. I'll be baited up with my yellowtails on 2-hook flappers. I've tied all new 2-hook flappers because hooks broke in the last session and lost rigs and whatever, and they're a bit tatty, so I tied new ones. We've got 80-pound leader on to 20-pound leader. It's a tapered leader. We've got 24-pound main line, and we're fishing the Vasselli Cobra KWs with Penn Spinfisher 7,500 long casts. I'll show you them later on, but that's what I'm fishing. So I've got coffee, lights, cheese and pickle sandwiches, and I'll see you in a bit, because I'm going on again, aren't I? Norfolk trait, that's what that is. Well, that's the first lot of casts out on both rods. 2 hook flappers with size 201020. It's around that size in there because all hooks are different. Each manufacturer, their hook sizes are different, but they name them the same number. So yeah, they're around about that. They're a 1020. Bait holder hook, I've got yellowtails on it. I've got 3 on 1 hook. 3 on 1 hook. I've got 2 on 1 hook and 1 on all the others because the two, one with 2 on was small worms. What am I telling you at? I've got 2 hook flappers on both rods with yellowtails on. They were the worms left from Friday. I kept them alive in my garage because I've got seawater, but I need to get some more, so I shall venture out and get some more, and I shall take another bottle and get some extra. So I've got 2 bottles. Yeah, so we're fishing. We're started fishing, and yeah, I've had a weird phone call, and it's like a job offer. So we'll see what happens with that. I've replied. They reckon they're going to contact me tonight or tomorrow with the details. So we'll see what it is. It could be a scam, couldn't it? Or it might be a job offer. I mean, by the time you see this video, I should know. Because I should get contacted by latest tomorrow. What all that's about, I don't know, because it's just out of the blue. But like I say, it could be a scam or it could be genuine. But yeah, what a thing to happen. But we'll see where that takes us. I might have to commit more to a job and do less fishing. So, but yeah, the channel still keep going. It'll just be a little bit less. But there you go. It's quite exciting, really. But it could be a scam, couldn't it? So anyhow, you will know by the time the next video comes out. I'll let you know, because this is going to come out in 4 weeks time, so it'll be sort of like towards the end of February. So I've got to get some videos in the bank. I've got this will be the 4th video in the bank, but I've got one going out tomorrow, so I'll only have 3 in the bank. That's the problem. But I've got house coming up, which I'm going to have to do, and obviously that's going to sap some of my time. But I'm not going to do what I did last time. It's going to be, if I want a day off, I'm going fishing, and I'll pick the nice days, and the rest of the time I work in the house. But I still haven't put my invoice in for the work that I did in November, December and January. So I've got tomorrow, after I've cleaned all my gear and that, I'm gonna put my invoice together, because the money's gone down in the bank and I need to put some back in. Why am I telling you all this? I'm terrible with my invoices. It takes me forever to sort them out because I just can't be arsed. But we'll overcome it and sort it out. So right, the cast it out. I'm going to put the light up on the rods, and matter of fact, I'll put you here. Bit different in it, footage. Well, I'm hoping that it's going to be quite quiet here tonight and there ain't going to be too many people, but I'm sure people will turn up. I've probably got myself to blame according to those on Facebook, but there you go. But yeah, that's my torch to light my rod tips up. So I hope you can see that. Let's have a look. Probably can't see it at all, can you? If I turn it on full. What's that like? Well, I'm sure when Tom's done his trickery, it'll show up more. But yeah. So, lights are on. Like, yeah, it's a bit closer. Should be able to see that. But I can see that when I turn that down to that setting. That's enough for me to see my rod tips because it lights all the eyes up. That's all I look at. So yeah, baits are out. Yellowtails, I've got 20 more yellowtails. That'll do me tonight. I've got squid and crab, but I'm just going to fish yellowtails on flappers. As the shift goes on, because that's what it feels like at the minute. It feels like a shift. But I am pleased I'm here now. It is cold, but I am wrapped up, so I'm okay. I've got me balaclava on and hat, so we'll see what happens. Let's hopefully we catch a fish. I don't want a blank at all. I don't want a blank, and obviously it'd be nice to catch a codling, wouldn't it? Or could get that big cod, couldn't we? Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. If you've got this far with all this rattling on, then yeah, consider subscribing to the channel, click the bell for notification, and if you don't want to because you think it's rubbish and crap and you don't like me, then thank you for the whatever duration of view you've done. Thank you very much. All helps the channel. Can't ask for more than that, can I? Right. Oh, my video of my personal best cod, when I looked this morning, was at 7,300 views, I think. I've had 325 comments, I think, and over 400, nearly 500 thumbs ups. So to everyone that gave me a thumbs up extra, thank you very much. It's certainly helped the channel, and hopefully YouTube's pushed me out, because I've had 231 subscribers in the last 28 days. Them 28 days are always rolling, so it goes down and then it'll go up, but to get 231 subscribers in 28 days, chuffed to bits with that for my channel. That's brilliant. So yeah, keep on pressing that thumbs up. If you like it and you watch it, thumbs it up. That's what I'm going to ask for, because it seems to help my channel with the algorithm. So we'll see in a bit when I reel these in. Hopefully we'll catch a fish. We don't want it to be static all night. It's a big tide, and it's still, there's no wind. I've left my stick in the van, can't believe that, and I've left my other stick, my priest, at home in the garage. So that's not good either, is it? So yeah, if anyone comes there, I'll just have to chew their ankles off with my, because I've been watching Walking Dead. Oh, I've got a bite, look at that. Slack line. A slack line. I don't believe it. First cast. What a beautiful fish. Right little fatty, aren't you? What a lump. What a lump. Let's quickly get that measured. I've got no water yet. 46, 47, 48. 48 centimetres. There you go. First cod. First cast, first reel in, slack line, and I've got a cod. Unbelievable. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get that back. Hey, hey! Well, just can't believe it. First cast and I've caught a 48 centimetre codling. Got a bit in its belly as well. I expect it's eating fish. But yeah, so let's get baited up quick. I need to get another flapper rig baited up so that I can just get it out quicker. So, but I need to get some water. Let's get this bait set up, this rig. And what we'll do is we'll get it casted out. I'll get some water in a bucket because then I can put the fish in and relax a bit. Can't believe it. What did I say? Will I catch? Won't I catch? I'm just a cod magnet. That's me. Vern the cod magnet. Norfolk cod catcher. Cod god. Whatever you want to call me, what you've called me in the last 4 weeks. Some people have probably called me a twat. But there you go. I've caught a codling. First cast, I'm chuffed to bits. That's the blank of a whiff, and we're still catching cod. That's 11 sessions on the trot. See you in a bit. Well, you can't argue with that, can you? First cast out on the first rod as well, and a 48 centimetre codling. Chuffed to bits. That's 11 sessions on the trot. I don't want to bang on about that. I don't know if I've actually mentioned that, but it is 11 sessions on the trot, and it's warmed up now. Whether it's because I've been up and down that water embankment, but I've had to turn the heated jacket off. I might have to take my hat off and my balaclava off the top of my head. But we'll see. But as soon as I start getting cold, I'll put it all back on and switch on. Don't worry about me, I'm not going to get chilblains. That ain't going to happen. Once you've had a chilblain, you'd never get another one, unless you're really unlucky. Well, what's it going to turn out like this session? Is that the one and only fish? Will there be a couple more? Or will it be an onslaught of codling? Whatever happens, it'll be good. It'll keep my mind off things and stop me going in the doldrums. And yeah, I'll bring you along for the ride, because that's what we're here for. I'll keep switching this on and forcing you to watch me. See you in a bit. I've had a little tap on this, so we'll see what's on it. Well, there's nothing on that. I did have a tap. It was a gentle little tap like that. I thought it would be a flounder, but yeah, worm's still on there. There's no crabs, so I'll get this baited up and I'll bring you back. First bit of weed as well. That ain't good, is it? Right, well, if you wonder why I do that little stumble at the end, it's because my hip hurts. So as I do it, my hip starts to hurt and I stumble to stop it hurting. Just do it instinctively. I'm like a fine-tuned cat. That's what I'm like. And yeah, with me cat senses, and I do that so it don't hurt so much. And I did have a bite on that rod. Like I said, it was like that, and I waited for it to develop, but it didn't. So there was no fish on it. There was something having a go at it. Could have been biting the bait further up the line because I got the worm up the line a bit, but I am pushing it down with the sequin and the silicone stop knot. So I'm going to use all my bait up. The yellowtails. Hopefully I'll have some for the ebb. The time is now sit rep. It is 6:52, so we've got an hour before high water, so I'll have plenty of worms. There's another car just turned up. I'm hoping that there ain't going to be a lot of fishermen come. It's a big van, but what a beautiful night it is. It's there's no wind. See, now it said that it was going to be like 15-mile-an-hour gusts. Well, there's no wind. There's no wind at all. I've got me keep warm balaclava on. Don't laugh. I'll tell you, when you get cold, you just wrap up, don't you? And you got to stay warm. I've got 2 hand warmers, which are lovely. They're battery ones, they work perfect. And I've got 2 Zippos in my boots, and they haven't gone cold yet, so they're still warm. So once they have been gone for an hour or 2, I can put them in my pocket. If they fall over, they tend to go out. But yeah, like I said, it's an absolutely beautiful night. No wind. It's not cold now really either, but then I am wrapped up. But it's gone quiet since the first fish, but then again after 10-15 minutes, if you don't catch another fish, you start thinking it's going to be a quiet session, don't you? But I had the tap, which kept me interested. I've rebaited up and cast it back out, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, how about that, eh? That's another personal best for Verns sea fishing. 11 sessions on the trot catching codling. And yeah, and why wouldn't you go anywhere bar where you're catching them, see? I'm looking forward to getting on the beach at some point now, and hopefully catch a codling, because that'll just round it off. I caught a codling on the beach in summer and in autumn. So I've caught codling from the beach, and I've caught it from the river. I've got nothing to prove. I just catch codling, do you know what I mean? And everyone seems to enjoy me catching them. So whenever, this has never happened to me before whilst I've been doing it, ever in my life. So yeah, why wouldn't I just keep doing it? Because it's good for me, it's enjoyable, it's really enjoyable, and it's good for my channel, isn't it? Anyway, I'll bring you back. I'll keep watching these. I've got half a sandwich. I'll probably have another coffee, and yeah, I shall watch these like a hawk. It's heavy. It's heavy. Oh, 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 no. It went light. Oh, no. Sugar. Bugger. Right, there's no bait on it. There's no bait on the hooks. That was heavy as anything. The rod was bent over. I was reeling that in. At first it was light. I think it had come in towards me, and I caught it up, and should I have struck into it or winding in if it's hooked? They're sharp, brand new hooks. It went all light all of a sudden. Sugar. That was a fish. I'm gutted. I don't ever talk about losing a fish or it's come off and this, that and the other, but there was a fish on that, and it was heavy. It was heavy. Sometimes cod can, the hook might not be in its mouth properly, and if it is, it can rip out. Never mind, I'm going to get this baited up and get it out again. I can't believe that. Yeah, I don't ever go on about that very often, about losing a fish in the surf and all that stuff. But there was a fish on that. I was getting excited because it was heavy and the rod was bent over, and then it just went light and it was gone. And I've had a cod, food cod, where the hook has pulled a hole in the side of its mouth, And if it goes loose for it, but I didn't let it go loose. It could have shook its head. I could just start to feel it moving side to side, if you want to say shaking its head or whatever, and it just went light. And then literally my tackle was at the top of the water, and I was just pulling it in, and I knew I didn't have a fish. But that would have been absolutely marvellous. That would have been the second fish, and I think it was a big one. It was a good sized fish anyhow. But I'm not going to go on about that as if that's going to happen. But yeah, so up to now we've lost a fish, and we've had a 48 centimetre codling, so it's still not bad. I've had a 48 centimetre codling, a bite that didn't have nothing on it, but the bait had gone, and that was going like this, and the rod come up as well, so the line was going slack, and then it bit again, and it was on there, but I lost it. So it don't count, does it? I'm afraid it bloody don't count. Sod's law, isn't it? But there, what a great night's fishing. I mean, there's no wind, the water's like a mill pond. It's just how I like it. I love it when it's flat calm. Just a little bit of swell coming in, just the ripples. There's no boats out there that I can see, and yeah, it's not a blank. We have caught a codling. So I'll see you in a bit. I'll keep watching these rods. That's what I'll do. I'll keep watching these rods. Well, it is 7:40 p.m. We've got 20 minutes till high. It's really high. It is 8 meters up this end of the river. I can hear cars thrashing it round car parks over there. So we've had a 48 centimetre codling, we've had a tap which had nothing on, and then my missed bite. And yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but yeah, I've had a missed bite and a lost fish, should I say. I had a fish on there that was heavy. I was even getting excited saying it was heavy. I was like, bloody hell, this is going to be good. Unless I hooked it in the side of the fish and pulling it in backwards, that's how heavy it felt. But yeah, it come off, can't believe it. But we ain't going to let that dampen it. So it's a good session up to now. We've beat the blank. We've had 11 sessions on the trot catching codling and cod, because I've had 2 cod. And we've still got the tide to high. We've still got another 20 minutes to high water, and then the ebb. Got plenty of yellowtails. They seem to be working, but yeah, I don't want to lose any more fish or have a positive bite and reel it in, there's nothing on it. I never go on about bites or missed fish or fish that have come off. But well, the last one I did was that flounder, that every time a flounder come in, it was about 2-3 yards away from me, it just swam off, because they fight the bait and get the bait hooked up on the teeth flounders, and eventually they can spit the bait. So I'll keep watching this. I'll bring you back if I get a bite, and you'll see me pull it in, and hopefully it'll be on the end of the hook, because we don't want any more of them, do we? Bloody hell. I wonder what it was. You'll never know, will you? And eventually you'll forget about it, but... Or will you? Never know. Could have been a mattress or a blanket, couldn't it, at the end of the day? Right, I'll bring you back when I've got something. Or I'm reeling in. I thought I saw a little nibble. There you go. There you go, one codling. Isn't that fantastic? Little fish finger, look. One little fish finger. Is that recording? Yeah. So we'll put that back. That's only little, what's that? 150 mil? 15 centimeters. Eighteen centimeters. Right, well, I'll go get that back. That's the next generation. Right, well, I'll get this baited up and then we'll send it back out. I thought I saw a little tap about 10-15 minutes ago and it never materialised again, but... Well, that's 2 now. Could have been 3 with that lost fish. Isn't it great being out? But the best thing is that there's no wind. It's now picked up a little bit. It's probably doing about 5 miles an hour. But I've been longing for a session like this, and in the last session towards the end it came good with no wind, but I was irritable and tired and knackered. But yeah, wind started to blow a tiny bit now, but it's a lovely still night. It's fantastic. I'll get this baited up, get it casted out, and then we'll be watching it again. Well, 2 more yellowtails on the flapper. That's 2 codling, 1 baby one, and 1 sort of like mummy one. We just need to catch the daddy one now, but I think I had the daddy one on earlier and it spat the hook. Either that or the hook pulled out of the side of its mouth, because they've got very thin mouths. They've got the lips, but if you get it inside the mouth you can pull a hole in it, and if it shakes its head, can spit the hook, can't it? It's just the way it is. That's fishing, it's not catching. But what a great night. I came here, we're a little bit deflated. You'll know by the beginning of the video. Didn't even know what to say really, but this is what fishing's all about. You come and you could be in a good mood, end up in a bad mood, and then leave in a good mood. Or I come today and I was all right, I just weren't really feeling it. And yeah, I weren't feeling it, not at all. I didn't even know if I wanted to come fishing. I was saying to Tanisha at I don't know if I want to go, but if I don't go, I don't get my videos in the bank, do I? For if something goes wrong, like they're talking about a great big cold snap coming, well, I ain't going to be fishing that. So, but here I am, look. Because of the, now if it was a blow and a gale like it has been in my videos just lately, I probably would have had enough by now. But because it's nice and it's not cold because I'm dressed for it, there's no wind, there's no rain, there's no snow. Because of that, it's just turned out to be a good session. It's been exciting as far as fishing goes, whereas it's been plenty of stuff going on. I've had 2 fish, a nice bite which didn't materialise, bait had gone, and then that lost fish. So I mean, there's plenty going on. I've enjoyed myself up to now. Time now, sit rep, it is 7:54. So we're coming to the top of tide, and then there's the ebb, and hopefully we'll catch on the ebb. So I'll see you in a bit. If you got this far, thank you very much. Don't forget to say hello to don't forget to say hello. Still thinking about this lost fish, aren't I? I meant to say I need to say hello to me mate Andrew Jones, Jimmy, Danny Shore Fishing. Go check Danny Shore Fishing out on YouTube. He might take his camera with him and film it next time he go fishing, but he's been fishing but he blanked. So I'll just keep you informed. He blanked and it was bitterly cold and he didn't get the camera out, so I can't blame him really. And don't forget to check out Alan's Castaways. He's on YouTube, or Bend and Send him, go get him on Facebook. And he's just had the tip of his finger bitten off by his Westie dog. So yeah, he's now recovering from his finger, which happens to be his casting finger. But he assures me all will be good and he'll be casting again soon. But I think he'll be using that long middle finger, or he'll be getting a casting cannon. Right, I'll bring you back when there's something to show. Hopefully again, another fish. We ain't bothered about the size. I've had that many big uns. It's quite nice to catch some little ones. And matter of fact, the last 3 sessions I've had some little ones. So did John in the previous video, 2 videos back. He had a couple of little ones. So and he had a big 54cm one, but I had a 52cm. But there, you expect a match fisherman to beat you, don't you? But yeah, I'll bring you back when I reel these in, or got some action, or I'm eating a cheese sandwich. Might bring you back for that. Right, I'm just going to do a bait check on this right hand rod. The tide has turned now, and there's more drag and more tide pull in the water, so hopefully things might liven up now. So I'm going to reel this in. It's been out a while now, and put some fresh bait on. Weeds back. Nothing on that. God's sake. Right. Need to check the line and everything on my rods because I don't want anything going wrong like last time. Gonna cast over this line. I didn't go far, did it? Right in the back, hitting the bloody rod. Never mind. Chuck one out short. Don't forget to set that drag. Bugger. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with sending one out short. But yeah, never mind, I'll keep an eye on it. If nothing happens, I don't see anything, we shall change it in about 10 minutes, quarter an hour. Oh. The tide is pulling, moving the weights. I'll keep an eye on it, but I've just noticed my rods fell over about 2-3 sessions ago. They fell over on the floor, probably 3 sessions, 4 including this one, and I've just seen I've got marks on my rods, but they're rods that are used. They are my functioning rods, but I'm not gonna be able to tart them up, I don't think. I might be able to. That's a summer job, but that'll be a bit tricky because it's in between the whippings, and obviously if I black over and it touch the whippings, you'll notice it. Right, let's hope we get some more fish. We've had two. We've lost one, and we've had some robbed the hooks. See you in a bit. Bloody duck down there. There's a duck down there, and I tried to get the weight because it was heading for the duck. So I tried to miss the duck, and it's snagged up now, hasn't it? Now I'm going to frighten the duck. The duck's gone, flew off. I thought it was a seagull because I chucked a squid down there thinking it was a seagull, but it was a duck. I think that was me touching that. Yeah. We're back on this big weed again, this grassy stuff. Right, well I've put yellowtail on there, yellowtail with squid, so tipped off with squid, you know. Better. I'm beginning to think that the flood today, the flood was the hotbed of fishing with possible catching. We'll wait and see, because it could be wrong. We could now start catching on the ebb. Like I say, I've got a 2-hook flatboat there on that one I've just casted with yellowtail tipped off with squid. So we're trying something different. Bit more scent. So I shall watch these rods. We will soon know whether the ebb is going to catch, because I'll start catching. Work that one out. But yeah, it looks like all the action up to now, all the action has taken place during the flood. Now every tide's different. In the last video it was hard work and I was tired and things were going wrong, and that's a typical fishing session for most people, including myself. But mind you, just lately, that's probably the first session I've had where things were going wrong since Salton Bay. So yeah, so that's not too bad, is it, really? I used to get sessions like that all the time, because obviously I just got back into fishing, and the longer you fish the better you get. And yeah, you learn things, you learn about baits, bait presentation, your rigs get better. My rigs are far better now than when I first started tying. Even though my rigs, and none of my knots ever give up or anything, but the rigs are better now, far better now than what they were. But we've still got a lot of water in front of us. We've got more water in front of us today than we did on Friday, obviously because it's a bigger tide. So yeah, you can start chuckling at that, but it makes sense to me. I've got lots of water there, so we've got quite a bit of time to fish yet. Let's hope we pull another one in, because if we if I'd kept that fish on the hook that I was pulling in, it was heavy as arsehole. Heavy as arsehole. Yeah, that would have been that. I think that would have been the icing on the cake, that one. I'm not going to go on about it though. I'll tell you, that's it now. I'm not going to mention it. Well, I'm going to have another coffee and then I'm going to keep watching these. So I'll see you in a bit. Oh, weed. Weed, weed, weed. Like straw. Right, well, we'll sort this out, get this baited up, more weed. That's not bad, it's better weed than the other night. If there is such a thing. It's just like grass or straw. Right, I'll get this baited up and bring you back. Right, well I think that's gonna move round that because it's bouncing up and down, so it probably hasn't sunk into the ground yet. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll bring you back. We've got to catch another fish. We've got to catch another fish. There's got to be more than that out there, isn't there? Well, there has been. I missed it. Oh, I mustn't mention that, must I? Mentioned it too many times. Mind you, we're over 25 minutes now, so there's all my main viewers will still be watching, so they're used to me repeating myself. So yeah, did I tell you that I lost a fish? It was heavy as anything, and then all of a sudden it just went light. Yeah, it's moving. I tell you, the tide is barreling out of there. It's a big tide. Down at Immingham, I think it's 7.6 or something like that, which is big. But up there, it's about 8 metre. Yeah, it's moving. But never mind. It is what it is. I'll tell you what, though. It has been very enjoyable because there's no wind. There is no wind. It is absolutely fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we've got yellowtail tipped with squid again on that one. But there, like you say, it could have been catching on the flood, and the ebb's going to have a day off. So yeah, you never know, do you, when you're at a mark. They always fish different. The good thing about coming here 11 times is I've learnt so much just by coming here and fishing it myself. There is a fishing channel down south who one of his tips was fish it mark and keep fishing it and fish it and fish it and fish it until you catch. That was his tip. Well, I've caught loads, but what I have done by coming here and fishing this mark 11 times on the trot is I've learnt load. Look at that, it's crossed the lines now. So now the rod on the right is the last one that I actually casted out. So the one on the left, unless I get a bite on the right hand rod, the one on the left is the rod I got to reel in. I've only just said that so it sinks in my brain. Yeah, but it's barreling out. It is really coming out, just chundling down. But yeah, like I say, I've learned absolutely loads coming here, fishing this on the trot. So that's been good. I know for a fact that it could be up to the last cast and then I catch. But I could not catch any more tonight. That could be it. At least I've had 2, haven't I? I know the other one was little. It was 28 centimetres. I thought it was 15 centimetres. That's, you know. Fancy getting the length wrong. I must look at many other things, you know, and get the length wrong. Perhaps that's bigger than what I think it is. Hee, might get the measure out. Yeah, so I've caught a 28 centimetre codling and 48 centimetres. So that's good, innit? I've caught 2 codling, 11 sessions on the trot. That's another personal best for Vern. So I'm chuffed to bits. I couldn't write it really. And it's not easy. It's not easy catching either, because Friday night was it was hard work. Chaps are still fishing down there. Anyhow, I'll bring you back in a bit. Wouldn't it be great when we're in spring and we're out on them beaches, multipliers, kinzakis, cocktail baits, after the rays, dogfish, hounds. Can't wait. Got to catch another sole as well. I've caught a sole every year. Last year I caught a turbot. I need to try and get another turbot. I shall probably go down on the Links coast for that with fish baits, so then I'll probably catch one on squid. Anyhow, I shall see you in a bit when I bring these rods in. We'll keep an eye on them, watch them like a hawk. I'm not going to have another coffee because I think I'm coffeeed out. But yeah, I'm so much happier now in this session. So started off where I came because I wanted to come. I've never come fishing purposely to film, but I did make the comment to Tanisha that I feel like I'm just filming all the time, which I do, don't I? But yeah, so I did come fishing to fish, but when I got here I was like, I didn't know if I want to be here. But I got everything up and running, and it warmed up. It was cold, perhaps that was the reason, because I'm fed up with the cold. And it's warmed up. Yes, I'm dressed for it, and I've turned my heated jacket on now because it's getting chilly again, but I'm perfectly all right. And yeah, I'm in a far better place now than what I was when I started. And that's what you should do fishing for, is it helps you out, it clears your mind, and you go home and you're all happy again until you wake up in the morning, you go to work, and then you're back to square one again, aren't you? But then never mind. Just want some more action on these rods. Action, why am I saying that? Yeah, I just want to get something else on these rods so that it'll all be good. Anyhow, I'll see you in a bit. Right, I'm going to do a bait check on this right hand rod, and then I'll bait it up and chuck it out again. Very quiet, nothing on the flood, on the ebb at all up to now, but we've still got time. I've still got a bit of water in front of me, so I should get another 1 or 2 casts in really. But it's just one of them sessions, isn't it? If I'd not have missed that fish, if I'd not have lost that fish as I was reeling it in, I had to get all my lights on and camera gear. John knows what it's like because he just laughs at me because there's so much to do before you can actually strike. But I had 2 bloody great knocks on the rod, then it went slack, then it tightened up, and then I had some more knocks on it and it went slack again, but still come off. Oh dear. Well, what can you do? The tide, for some reason, the tide has picked up. You can air it, but there's waves coming in. There's no boats. I can't see a single boat out there, but I was talking to the wife a minute ago and the river had slowed down, and then after talking to her for about 5 minutes I said to her the river's got faster again. So the tide goes in and out at different speeds throughout the length of the tide. It don't just come in at one speed. But there you go. I've got 4 yellowtails left and I guess that'll be it then. But yeah, all the fish were on the flood. So it certainly weren't barreling in as quick as what it's barreling out, put it that way. The battery ran out a minute ago, and I've lost another weight. Now, when I was reeling in, I was shaking the rod to get the weed off. And then all of a sudden it went light. And I kid you not, I've got a Gemini rig clip on the bottom, just an ordinary rig clip that I just put the weight in because it's a 2-hook flapper, and the weight come off. So I ain't doing too well, am I? I do notice that my weights are bent. All the arms are bent and I have to keep re-straightening them. And it is quite heavy to, when you're reeling in to start. There's no weed out there, it's just mud. And obviously the weight gets settled and then mud gets on top of it, and then you pull it out, don't you? And that's how those wires get bent. But the rig clip, really, that's another weight lost. So that was a splashdown last week that opened up and let the weight come off, and now a rig clip. That's the second or even the third time in this river a rig clip has failed me and I've lost the weight. I think there's a tree going down the river. You wouldn't want to fall in that tonight. You'd be down at the bloody Cleethorpes beach getting a candy floss within 5 minutes. I'd be able to wave at Carl as I went past the bays, wouldn't I? Hello, Carl. Right, I shall come back. Hopefully if I catch a fish. Right, this had a little rattle on it. Nothing major, it's probably just the weight moving in the tide, but we'll check it out. Absolute loads of weed. Right, let's hope there's not much more. Otherwise I might get, if there's much more weed, I might get snagged up. Well, let's chuck that back out again. But let's just chuck it out short. Right, I'm going to try something now. The worms were exactly the same as I put them on. Still got the squid tips on, so I'm going to get a different rig out, pull the other rod in and chuck a big bait out. The worms just ain't worked on this ebb, so I just wonder whether they're sniffing out something else. I've only got 4 worms left, but I might keep them for later on in the week, and then when I get 20 more, that'll give me 24, the same as I had tonight. I can't see the point of chucking them out. I've saved the worms. The best worms are still in there. I've got fresh salt water. I've got salt water at home, so it's not even any flounders, is there? Mind you, I've chucked that in short just over there, so I'm on the mud flat. I'm on the mud bed, so hopefully there might be something there. I ain't going to be fishing for much longer, probably only 20 minutes. So I might cut a squid up and put a squid on this other rod. Here comes the water again now. It'll be the water coming down, and it slows down and speeds up, and you can hear it again now. It was flat calm a minute ago. Right, well, I'll tell you, it's been a great session, to be honest. Still no wind, so that's good. Just lacking in fish, but if I'd pulled in that fish that come off my rig, it'd be an absolute belter of a session, wouldn't it? There's not that many people that catch more than 2 cod, is there? So I've caught 2 cod, so yeah, alright. I know one was only 28 centimetres, but still a codling, perfectly formed. The other one was 48 centimetres, so that's good. I mean, sometimes you don't catch codling for session upon session upon session, or all season, do you? So I'm pretty fortunate. I've really enjoyed myself, and I've been fortunate, I've been lucky, and I've caught a lot of cod. And well, I've caught 2 cod, I've caught a lot of codling, so you can't knock that really. This has been the best session. Well, it's been the best ever fishing for cod for me. Best season, whatever you want to call it, it's been the best. So I'll bring you back when I reel in the other rod, and I'll probably bait it up with squid, or after seeing that last bait was alright, I might just leave it out and see what happened, because you never know, do you? See you in a bit. Got some on there. Bloody hell. Bloody squid's gone. Whatever it... Oh! Nearly took the camera out with the weight. Well, whatever that was, I should have left it. But it was like this all the time. So but the squid had gone. Squid's gone off of tips. I ain't got long fishing wise, so let's get this one pulled in. Losing the water this side, so I'll pull this one in There's been nothing on it. That one had a definite bite, but the squid had gone, so whatever it was, it took the squid off. So perhaps it's flounder or something. It's either weed or a fish. Looks like weed. Jeez, it's wet. Well, bait's still on. There's still bait on it, so it was still fishing, but there's just so much weed. So much weed. But it's been a good session, hasn't it? Certainly cleared my mind, caught a nice fish, caught two nice fish really. Lost one, that was a bit exciting. Been better, more exciting to land it. But there you go. Can't get everything, can you? At least that was another experience losing a fish. I don't lose that many. I don't catch that many, really. Well, that's one rod put away. I shall now dismantle that, leave that out there. I can't believe that that was bouncing. I should have left it because something might have gone back on it after it took the squid off and hit the worm and hooked itself. But there you go. Can't help that, can you? It's been a good session. Let's get this put away and then we'll reel the last one in and I'll say see you later. Back in a minute. This rod's going again. Look, let me show you. See that? I'm gonna have to reel it in because the water's nearly away from the edge and it's slippery down there tonight because it's been such a big tide. See that? Something's having a go. It might just be a small fish and it's nibbling away at it. and it's not going to hook itself. Right, let's have a go at it. It's either on there or in. Something's been eating at it. Perhaps there's dabs out there at long last. Well, perhaps there's dabs out there. Something was tapping at that rod. That rod was like this all the time. No definite bites. There might be some dabs out there, and they certainly found that bait that I chucked out short twice with that old lugworm and squid on, because they ripped the squid off and then they were tackling the lugworm. So perhaps the dabs are there. Probably I should have chucked that flapper rig with smaller hooks just down to the side, but we're here for cod, aren't we? So yeah, fantastic session. Didn't feel it at the beginning, but as always with fishing sessions, you start to feel a lot better as it's going on, and I feel really happy and positive. So it's all been good. I caught a 48 centimetre codling on the first cast and first reeling. Then I had a bite which stripped my hooks, and I missed that, and then I caught the fish which was on there until I was about 40 yards out with it, and as it come to the top it just went light and it was gone. So it was either a plastic bag or it was a good fish. I did feel it doing this sort of thing with its head, so there was definitely a fish on there, but it could have been a plastic bag, couldn't it? Let's not say that it was definitely a fish and that I'm crying my eyes out, but I think I lost a fish. It's all fished really well on the flood and not on the ebb. And I also caught a 28 centimetre codling, which is only a little baby fish finger, but it's still a codling. So this is session 11 on the Humber, and yeah, session 11, and I caught codling again, so it's fantastic. Personal best for me. I can't believe it. So after what I said at the beginning, I think I might come back here again on the right tide, but I shan't do such a big tide next time. I'm going to do a smaller tide, and I'll figure out when it's going to have to be, probably next week really. So yeah, so this has been Fishing with Verns and Verns Fishing. If you like it and you got this far, please subscribe, ring the bell for notification, and if you don't like it and you've still got this far, then what's the matter with you? You know, but thanks for the view anyhow. So yeah, this has been Fishing on the River Humber. The march and the challenge still carries on. I think if the weather's like this next time and it's a good tide, I'm going to come back here. If it's blowing an absolute hoolie, I ain't coming. But yeah, hopefully the next few weeks, they did say it weren't going to rain that much for the next few weeks. Well, it's been a week and a half now, so hopefully those cliffs might be drying out. And I've ordered a new beach shelter as well. which is a bloody carp shelter. It's green, but I've got to do a bit of sewing on it to improve it, to make it better, so I can just chuck sand round. I've got to sew a skirt on it. So yeah, it's only 2 kilos in weight, so I'll be able to take that on the beach because it won't be too heavy. Thank you for watching this. That was just a little bit of insight in what's coming up. My hand warmers are still red hot and warm. They're absolutely fantastic, better than them zippers. More trouble with the Gemini rig clip, but it's probably this mark, I don't know, but they do come off and they do fail sometimes, but then don't everything fail? Even I fail sometimes. Thanks for watching. This is the end of the rattling on. I'm going, and I'll see you anon.